Hello, how we doing? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the live stream. My name is Rob the Maritimer, Rob Moore. If you're new here, welcome. Good to see you. If you're returning, welcome back. As you know, we do this every week. Same time, same day, every week, every Tuesday at 1 o'clock Eastern. It's 2 o'clock here in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Thanks for being with me. So what are we doing here? What I do is I make videos to try to help and encourage people, you, to start your own YouTube channels, and I try to help as best as I can. So in my videos and also here in the live streams, my audio's on, right? You guys would tell me if it's not. It looks like it is. So I just try to help as best as I can. If you have any questions you'd like to ask me in this live stream, it'd be best if you could put QQQ in front of it, because I can search and have the chat only display me chats that have QQQ in them. So it's a little easier for me to find questions. And I will answer as best as I can. I don't always have all the answers. I'm not an expert. I don't work for YouTube. I'm a YouTuber just like you guys, or if you haven't started yet, just like you want to be. And I help by sharing what I learn as I go. So that's it. So if you have a question, let me know. And I had a slightly different view today for the opening. I put it on Peanut, I thought. I used to open up all my live streams this way, but lately I've been doing a shot outside, so I just thought I'd change it up today. Who's here? Who is here, and what would you like to talk about? What would you like me to talk about? Good afternoon. 7 Minutes with Cheryl is here. How you doing, Cheryl? Good to see you. Nassif is here, USA channel Nassif. Good to see you as well. Scott is here, winning the week. Hello, Scott. Special thanks. I want to give a special thanks out to my moderators. I don't do this every week, and I should. But Karen at YouTube Over 40 is a moderator. Scott, winning the week, is a moderator. Catherine from Small Simple Things. You changed your name fairly recently. Also a moderator. So thank you guys for what you do, keeping the chat relatively clean. That's awesome. You're very much appreciated. Mike is here. Hello, Mike. Mike's Adventure Sparks. Good to see you. Mrs. AC, happy Tuesday. There's Karen. How you doing? Yo, good people. Good to see you. And actually, that reminds me, because Karen, I know you did some videos months ago when you went to Vid Summit in Dallas. So I just want to let you guys know that I got my ticket yesterday. So I'm going to go to Dallas in September to Vid Summit. So if anybody else is interested in going, maybe we could meet up and maybe make some videos. So anyway, it should be a good time. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we get closer. But basically, it's a conference put on by creators for creators. Lots of speakers. I've never gone, so this will be my first one. It's a 3-day thing. I think September 28th to October 1st. Got my ticket. Don't have my plane ticket yet, but that's half the battle anyway. So there we go. Amy's here. How you doing, Amy? Good to see you. Matt and Mouse, hello. Life with Gen X Values. How you doing, Jen? Bill does this. I got to be honest. Since I currently only have 4 subs, I probably shouldn't do an unsubscribe video. Yes, like Scott just did. Well, I mean, you know what? If you did, I mean, you could, but you might lose some of your 4. But if you do, it's a good thing, because the whole point of that video was to basically say, if you're not really into my stuff, you don't need to subscribe. You really only want subscribers who really, really like your stuff and are going to watch all your videos. That helps your channel the most. So it's just something. I made a similar video last summer when I think at the time I was getting a little bit frustrated at how many people were getting into my comment section, and all they were saying was, how's it go? Like, beginner YouTubers gather here, which is basically code for, if you sub to me, I'll sub to you. And they're trying to get that going. And I've seen it before where then all kinds of people reply, said, I just subbed, I'm waiting, right? And all this stuff. That doesn't work. That does not work. In fact, you could be hurting yourself if you do that. Just a caution there. So I made a video about it, and that video resulted in losing a bunch of subscribers, which again is a good thing. They were subscribers that I had, and there were probably people waiting for me to subscribe back to them, but I wouldn't be doing them any favors if I did. So they left after seeing that video. Scott made a video, winning the week, similar to that, and I watched it all, Scott. Thank you for the shout out, by the way. I did not know you gave me a shout, because usually if somebody gives you a shout out, you can go to the mentions section of your community in your YouTube studio where you go to answer comments. And you can see right there if anybody's ever mentioned you, if you click on the tab to look. So every couple of weeks, I probably go in there and look at that. But I didn't. Yesterday, your video, Scott, popped up on my feed, and I watched it, and I thought it was great. And 3/4 of the way through the video, you mentioned me. It's like, oh, okay. So you took me off guard, but I appreciate that. Thanks. So there we go. All right. What else we got here? Mama P, I just came up on your channel last night, week, and sent you a message. I need some help. It was interesting. You need some help? Very good. That's what we're here for. If I don't put out any videos as yet, but what do I put in my introductory video? You don't need an introductory video. What I would do is just decide once you know what your channel is going to be about, just make the first video. Make your first video about the thing you want to talk about. Does not have to be an introductory video, like introducing yourself, that kind of thing. Think of it as a video. Like if you think of an introductory video, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, if somebody goes to my website and, right, if they go to my website, maybe it's a good idea to have an intro video there just to say, hey, welcome to my website. You can click there, or there, and blah, 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 blah. YouTube channel is not really like that. People don't usually go to YouTube channels first. They'll find you through a video. And, you know, people might be searching for a video, or it shows up in their feed and they watch a video, they like it. And if they like it, they may decide to click on your channel name and then go to your channel to see what else you have. So an intro video by itself doesn't really typically add value. Like when I say intro video, I'm thinking like if you make a video that says, hi, my name is Rob. I'm going to make videos that are going to help you do this, that doesn't help anybody in the moment, right? Nobody cares about that. A video like that will not do well. So, you know, if you ever wanted to make, I think a better approach would be just to make a video about a topic and be as helpful as you can. And then maybe towards the end of that video, you could say something like, hey, if you liked that, my name is Rob. I'm going to make more of these. Feel free to subscribe. I hope to see you again. So that would be my approach. I hope that helps. Hello, Lisa. How you doing? Good to see you. And Amy, good to see you. Andy Paints, how you doing, Andy? Good to see you again. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're doing well as well. Islamic Shorts, can you tell me how to keep people engaged in my video? Yeah, so that's the $1 million question, isn't it? Because that's important. You want people to stay engaged. You want people to stick around and watch your video for for all of it, preferably. So there's several things. I'll touch on a couple of them. The number one thing is when you make your thumbnail and your title, hopefully they are relevant to your video. You want them to be, because once people click, if they see your thumbnail and title, they click to your video, you want to start delivering on the promise you made with your title, right? So it's got to match, the content in your video has got to match the title. So that's number one, right? If there's a disconnect, like if you make like a clickbaity title and then they get into the video and they realize, hey, that video has nothing to do with what you said in the thumbnail, people will just leave. So that's number one. Number two, you can use the use of B-roll, right, to keep things interesting, especially in the first part of the video, like say first 20, 30 seconds, first minute. If you can keep that part of your video quite engaging, that's best, right? So if what you're saying in the video, and I'm assuming you're making a video of you talking to the camera, if you feel like it's not entertaining enough or exciting enough to keep people watching by itself, then maybe throw in some B-roll of you setting up your camera before you started, or you walking to the location where you're going to film, or you setting up your studio, or just stuff that's preferably still with you in it, that kind of, and you know, quick clips to keep people interested. right? So that's another thing you could do. And the last thing I'll say is make your content as helpful as you can, and don't waste the viewer's time. Like, some people will say to me, like, how long should I make my videos? And I'll say, well, only as long as they have to be, and no longer. In fact, if you can make it shorter, even better. That means you're packing a lot of information into a shorter time period. Value packed is good, because if you think about your viewers, most people are pressed for time these days. And, if you can help save them time by getting to your point as quickly as you can, and then allowing them to move on to the next video, whether it's one of yours or somebody else's, people will like that, and they'll watch more of your video. So be clear, be concise, only say what you got to say. The worst thing you could do is to try to stretch 5 minutes of information that you have into a 10-minute video. People will just not watch that. They will sense that, hey, he's wasting my time now, he or she, right? So I hope that helps. And again, guys, like when I share, guys and gals, when I share information like this, it's basically stuff that I've learned as I go, and I guess my thought process as I, try to grow this channel, right? And as I'm growing this channel, these are kind of the things that I'm sharing, the things that I do myself that I find works, right? There are other people out there who do things differently than I do, and there are also a ton of much larger channels than mine, right? Who are having success, perhaps doing it a different way than I am. So my way is not necessarily the best way, but it is my way, right? So I can't really help you. I can share some stories that I see of what other people are doing and how it's working, but for the most part, I just kind of stick with, what works for me, and I just share my own experience. Alrighty. Hey, Vicky, how you doing? Good to see you. Karen, good to see you. Dr. Lou Chiro, hey, from sunny Wales. Awesome, Wales, cool. All right, let me just scroll a little faster, see if I can see a question here. Let's see. Okay, I answered that one. First time watching him live. Him by me? Welcome, Sanji. Welcome. Good to have you here. Hello from Ontario, first time watching. Awesome. And I do love hearing where you guys are watching from. That's kind of cool. I'm in Canada, for those who don't know, as is Ontario's Canada as well. Unless you mean Ontario, California, because I know there's a town in California called Ontario, but there's a province in Canada called Ontario. It's our most populous province. Anyways, I'm in Canada on the East Coast. For the most part, I think if I were to look at who watches my videos, I'm going to say it's around 60% are American from the US. And then Canada, the UK, and Australia, all three of them are right around 8% or so each. And then after that, it tends to drop off a little bit. So that'll give you an idea as to who typically watches. Also, tends to be 2/3 to 70% male, right? And the other part, so a third female. And the age, I don't even know why I'm saying this. I don't usually do, but I had been looking at it recently. The largest demographic of people who watch my videos are aged 45 to 54. And the second largest, I think, is the age group below that. And the third one is just above that. So there you go. That's for the most part, that's who watches my videos. Now, who watches my live streams, I'm not exactly sure. I could probably look at that. All right. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and type in QQQ, see what we got. I was just scrolling through all of them. Ontario, Canada, I see all the flags. Awesome. Welcome, neighbor. Not exactly neighbor. Ontario's, what would that be, like a 14-hour drive for me? Canada's big, for those who don't know. We're in British Columbia, representing the West Coast. Awesome. Matt and Mouse, that's cool. Brad Bell, finding lots of excuses to not start my channel. There are tons of excuses to not start a channel, and people are very good at finding them. So you're not alone there. You're not alone there. Just gotta, people like me are trying to give you a little push in that direction, but you're the one that's got to take the final leap. So good luck to you doing that. All right, let's see now. Okay, I got that. Diane Hamilton Harris. Question. Hi, Rob. Do you do the Amazon affiliate? If so, do you set it up for multiple countries? If yes, how do you get around Amazon wanting a different mobile number? Okay, so I don't know if I have mine completely set up properly. I have, so yes, I am an Amazon affiliate, and I've got links in the descriptions of my videos for some of the things that I use. So when I create links, I've got to do it through the US site, so Amazon.com, even though like when I buy something, I go to Amazon.ca for Canada. But I can't, if I put that link in there, I wouldn't get commission for it. I have to, if I put in the .com links, then it doesn't matter where people buy from. It automatically goes to that country. You know what I mean? And I only ever had to put in my one phone number to do that. So I'm not sure what you mean by having to enter multiple mobile numbers. You should just be able to add the other countries with the one number. But honestly, it's been 3-4 years since I set that up, but it might be different now. So anyways, good luck with that. I know I didn't really help, but maybe it helps to know how I've got to set up. Mike's got a question. I've seen several videos lately describing how YouTube is changing. What are your thoughts, good or bad? How about door C or door number 3, indifferent? I'm indifferent about it. It's a fact of life. YouTube is changing. I mean, I'm probably guilty of making videos like that too. YouTube is changing. But it's always changing, and it always has been changing, and it will continue to always change. That's just part of the way it, like as soon as you think you've got YouTube figured out, what you're doing won't work in a short period of time later, right? Because it's changing. And it's not just YouTube that changes. YouTube they're always tweaking their algorithm, right? Just to make sure it's doing as good a job as it thinks it can. If they find that it could be doing something a little bit better, they'll tweak it to make it a little bit better. They're always trying to get better at making sure they put video options in front of people who want to watch those, right? They want to keep people watching videos. So we just got 2 thumbs down in a row. I'm sorry, guys, if you don't like that response. It's all good. It's all good. It's changing, but it's not just YouTube that changes. It's the viewers that are changing as well. Viewer habits, the way they watch videos, the way they navigate through YouTube. YouTube will make changes to their homepage, right? Like I made a video recently about them making and actually they did this many months ago, but they made the thumbnails bigger so that a fewer number of options would show up on your screen on a computer. So, that's a change, and that could affect things. That could affect how many impressions people get, right? So then people have to adjust. I'm not getting as many impressions. Well, maybe, I don't know, work on your thumbnail game. Try to get better. The way people make thumbnails is constantly changing. There's more and more AI options for people to make thumbnails and to make making thumbnails easier, right? But then again, we talk about viewer habits. Viewers' habits change. When viewers see AI or an AI creator, some people love it, but I would even say most people hate it and they don't want, there's a lot of people that have a real hate on for AI. And if they sense that a video is made with AI, they'll leave and probably unsubscribe, and they don't want to watch content like that. So that's a viewer habit changing, right? Before AI, it wasn't a thing to even worry about, but maybe before AI, the thing people didn't like was clickbaity thumbnails, right? So, 1 year, clickbaity thumbnails was really working, right? And getting a lot of clicks and helping their channel. If YouTube notices that works, but they don't want it to work, they might start putting more emphasis on not just the click, but once they're in the video, how long are they watching? Let's weight that stronger. I'm just giving an example here. I have no idea if that's what they do, but just trying to think through it logically, that's things like that they could probably tweak. So based on viewer habits changing, YouTube is going to make changes so that they can always, like, if YouTube creates a bunch of rules for us, and we start to learn, we as creators, myself, you guys as well, we start to learn what works with thumbnails, what works with how long our videos are, the style, all this stuff. You know, if we start to basically understand how to game the system, YouTube will work to take that away, because they don't want anybody to have an unfair advantage over others. They basically just want, they really don't care who makes what. They want good videos to be put in front of the people who want to watch them. That is it. So they're always making changes. So anyway, I could talk about this for hours, and maybe I'll make a really long video where I do talk about this. But to get back to your question, Mike, what are my thoughts on YouTube is, okay, let me, another way to look at your question. You've seen several videos lately, people talking about this. YouTube is changing. I have too, but it's, again, probably because I'll watch one and then I'll watch another to like, what's changing? And then I'll realize, okay, it's kind of, yeah, that makes sense. There's nothing hard changing here. It's just little tweaks here and there. But because I've watched a couple, they're going to present me with more options, more videos with a similar title, similar content, because YouTube thinks, I like watching that stuff, so here's some more. Please keep watching more stuff. So the same thing's probably happening to you, right? It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you watch of something, the more you think that thing must be true. Or, I don't know, like what other example could I use? I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but I mean, just kind of loosely, you can think of it that way. The more, if we think of liberal, conservative, you know, if people tend to agree more liberally, they'll watch more liberal content. Next thing they know, that's really all they're being presented with, liberal content. And they'll never see the other side of the story, right? So whether we're talking about politics or YouTube channels or whatever, right? We end up almost creating our own little YouTubes. Like, YouTube for me is totally different than YouTube for you, right? There's no way. I mean, there's probably I don't know, some of you, I've made a video on this, but I only ever remember the stats just long enough to make the video. But how many millions of videos are uploaded every day? Like millions and millions, right? And I may see in the run of a day, if I spend a lot of the time of the day on YouTube, I may see 50 options, right? Of the million that were uploaded that day. So I'm only ever seeing a fraction of 1% of what's available on YouTube, as are you, as is anybody, right? So, so you have to be careful. Once you start watching a lot of the same type of content, you'll be presented with more and more and more of that type of content. Next thing you know, you think that's all YouTube is. So when people say to me things like, how come there's so many videos out there about YouTube changing? Well, it's because you're watching them, and that's all they're showing you now. Right? So keep that in mind when you start thinking you see a trend. Question, you've done excellent interview. I've learned a lot. Interview? Well, thank you. I have done a few interviews. I'm going to do more, actually, in some future live streams. But thank you, Lily. That's great. Okay, I answered that question. Oh, here we go. Are you doing interviews like you did a year ago? Those were excellent. I've learned from several from old Mike and Maggie. Okay, yes. So, yeah, over a year ago, I went, oh gosh, it was like eight weeks in a row, I think. I was doing special live streams on Mondays. So they were not these live streams, but in addition to these. So I was live streaming twice a week. And one of those on Mondays, I would have a special guest on, and we would talk about content creation, right? And it was fun. It was a lot of fun. I would reach out to people, whether they were success stories or just other people doing the same thing I'm doing, and we'd have a chat. And yeah, so if you guys want to check that out, they're all on my channel under the podcasts tab. But am I doing more in the future? Yes. No dates yet. But yeah, I'm going to be making changes to this live stream, the format. And there's going to be, I'd like to have one every week even as part of these live streams, but they'd be shorter. Like those ones were an hour to an hour and a half. What I'd like it to be maybe a 20 to 30 minute section within these live streams where I'd have somebody on and we can chat, and maybe it's a success story that they can share with you guys. Like this is how they grew their channel, that kind of thing. So yeah, I hope to do some more of that. Hello, I started my channel a little while ago. Recently been posting shorts. A majority of them literally get under 40 to 50 views. Is there something I should look at setting-wise? No, there's really not a setting. And I'll be the first to admit that I'm not an expert on shorts, but nor do I want to be. Like, you have to understand, like if your goal is to grow a channel and maybe start making money from it, it is really hard to do through shorts. Like you need like literally millions of views. I think you need something like 3 million views in 90 days to even get monetized through shorts. You know, it's like 1/100th or 1/1000th of the worth. A shorts view is not worth the same amount as a long form view. It's by a factor of hundreds to thousands, right? So for that reason, I don't focus on shorts. It would just be too hard, and that's not my thing. So instead, I use shorts to maybe just for branding, just to remind people that I'm still here, but it's my long form that I want people to watch. So no setting. If you want to upload a short, just make sure it's under 3 minutes and you filmed it vertically. That's it. If you do those two things, when you upload a video, it'll automatically become a short. Anyway, for anybody who wants to grow a channel and maybe turn it into something that you can make money from, I would highly recommend not focusing on shorts, and certainly not in the beginning. I would focus on the long form videos, and then once you're starting to get your footing, then maybe you can add a few shorts here and there. Yeah, the danger you want to avoid is going, like if you do go viral with a short, then that's a shorts channel. Like it's going to be extremely hard to then turn that into a successful long form video or long form channel. But anyways, I hope that helped. Let's see. Looking for walk through life. Hey Rob, nice to be in a live stream again. My fault, I missed so many. No worries. You're here now. That's all that matters. You can always watch the old ones if you want. They're all still there, but that'd be very time consuming. All right, let's see. I'm just looking at the current chat here, just trying to see if I missed anything. Don't forget to like the live. Yes, if you like it, click that like button. Thank you, Onyes. In the bag 050. Hi, Robin, everyone. Hello. Good to see you. YouTube's goal is to maximize their revenue. That's right. Yeah, and more accurately, it's YouTube's shareholders' goal, right? The people who own YouTube, 100%. They hire the board and the executive to maximize revenues. That's the way it works. Let's see. I have a small channel. I recently changed my niche. Completely different. My views are way down even after a couple months. I'm thinking about starting a whole new channel. Would you recommend that? Maybe. Yeah, that might be a good idea. Because you said you changed your niche. Completely different. If that's the case, I would have, yeah. Any existing subscribers you had, if there's no overlap and if they're not interested in your new direction, they're probably hurting you anyways by just even being there. So, you know, if I wanted to start making sailing videos, for example, completely different to the videos I'm making now, I wouldn't put them on this channel. It just wouldn't. It would actually hurt this channel probably if I stopped making YouTube growth content and only made sailing content from here on out. And if that's all I wanted to make, I would not do it on this channel. I would not delete this channel. I would keep it, even if I decide not to make any more content, but I would start a new channel for that new direction that I want to go. And that way you keep your two separate audiences separate. Like I wouldn't even explain it here and say, hey, no more videos here. I'm now making sailing videos. I mean, maybe I would say that, I suppose, but you know, only for people, like I would say, like only if you're interested in sailing should you check that out. But like, don't go over there and you know, I won't be able to help you with this stuff. You know what I mean? I'd want to keep it separate. So hope that helps. Let's see. The more we hear a new song, the more we get familiar with it and can start liking it more, I've heard. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. My YouTube feed is all camping. Tori. Very good. Awesome. That's a cool niche. Good morning from BC West Coast. Good vibrations. Good morning, West Coast. Hi, Rob. YouTube is a business, and they're trying to keep their business going just like as we creators are doing. Absolutely. Did you see YouTube before Google purchased it when it was a dating app? No, not that I remember. No, I don't. I probably wasn't on. Well, I know I wasn't on YouTube before Google owned it. That was quite a while ago. YouTube was a dating? I didn't think it was. I thought it was always just a place for people to upload videos, but I could be wrong. But no, I did not know that, Connie. Hello, is this your first YouTube channel? Watching from Indiana, home of the Indy 500. Very good. Yes, it is. This is my first YouTube channel. Yes. And I started this channel as helping people with video editing with Camtasia is how I started. So kind of super niche down and helped people with that for a few years. Wasn't growing that fast. And then I kind of pivoted to, growing YouTube channel. That's kind of what I had been doing for 3 years or so. And then people really liked that. And so I continued down that road. All right. Life in Pixels, are you thinking about doing channel reviews in the future? So I used to offer that as a service, but I stopped. And where people could order a channel review, and then I would basically make a video of me reviewing their channel and send it to them. So that's something I offered. I've never done it here in the lives, but it might be something I start doing as part of me kind of redesigning how this live stream is going to look. It would be a small part of it. But it might be a part. Like I want to give you guys what would help you the most. So if that would help, then great. But I wouldn't be able to do as many as people would probably want me to do. But for that, I offer coaching. If people want more specific one-on-one help with their channel, I offer coaching. And there's links to that in the description below this live stream and below all my videos if you're interested. All right, the Frontline Man is also Ontario. Awesome. Awesome. Let's see now. Lori, how you doing, Lori? Good to see you. Can you speak to auto dubbing? I have been advised to uncheck. I never checked. YouTube did. Good, bad, or no opinion? Not much of an opinion. It's not something I ever even really thought about. Like if YouTube wants to automatically, translate and then, or transcribe and then translate and then add auto dubbing to my videos for other languages, go for it. I don't mind. I haven't stopped them from doing that. So yeah, I don't see, but I only speak English. So, I think of my channel not necessarily as just a one-way thing. I'm always presenting information, and if you want to consume it, then, maybe the auto dubbing would help. I think of my channel as more of an interactive thing where, yes, I'm sharing my knowledge, but it's in response to questions I get. Either from here in the chat or from my comments. So I look at it as a two-way conversation that's happening in English. I just can't speak any. I know a little French and even less Spanish. So I apologies to all those who speak other languages. I just leave it up to YouTube, right? As long as you're speaking clearly in English, then YouTube can transcribe that and then can translate that automatically to other languages. So, I just let them do their thing, and I don't really even think about it. So I don't know if so. Yeah, I guess what I would suggest is I wouldn't worry about it too much unless you have an audience, a significant portion of your audience that wants your information in other languages. So I hope that helps. I don't understand this. Do you have real YouTube or just this one? Is this not real enough for you? This is my real YouTube. This is my only YouTube channel. And it's pretty real to me, but maybe not to everybody. Question, easy to use background generation, especially those neat videos where a presentation can show with your head still in the picture. Does that make sense? Yes, I think it does. So I think what you're saying, and okay, so backgrounds, easy to use background generation. I'm not a big fan, and I'll tell you why. It's something that makes videos a little less authentic, in my opinion. And I'm not even talking about auto-generated backgrounds. Like, for example, if I'm sitting in my office, I want it to appear like I'm sitting at Niagara Falls or out in the desert or whatever. It's never going to look perfect. You're going to be able to see around the edges that, there's something wonky going on. And I just feel like that just... It looks too forced. It's not real. So I will always lean towards just use a real background. It doesn't matter what it is. Like if you're outside, there's always going to be people, even if you think your area is, say, boring outside, not everybody who's going to watch your stuff is from your area. So it's going to look cool to a lot of people because there's, so many different places in the world. So, and I'm even going to say, and a lot of you might not like this, but I've seen videos and people that I work with too will do videos where they're using the, like some of these video editing applications will allow you to use software to blur the background, right? And I just feel like that just doesn't look real enough. It looks like it's obvious that it's not a lens doing it, right? And like Zoom has, you have the ability to do that in Zoom. And for a Zoom meeting, that's fine, right? But if you're making a video, I wouldn't use that. I would just use your real background. If there's something in your background that you don't want in your shot, move it. Like move it out of the frame or change the angle that you're looking at and have something else be in your background, but something real. That's my opinion. That's what I think. That's just another element of making your content more authentic and real, right? And also, if it's, for privacy reasons, of course, there's things you might not want included in your background. Or if your background is your kitchen and you've got dishes all over the place, you may not want to show that. So clean your dishes first or move them out of frame, right? It could be, over in the last 2-foot section of your counter that is actually not in frame and you got all the dishes piled up there. Like nobody would know, right? Just do a test to make sure it's not picking that stuff up. But other than that, like anything that is in frame, it's almost better, I think, if people can see it. And like, let's say it's your fridge and you've got a couple of interesting things, maybe crafts that your kids made on your fridge. Well, it might be a conversation piece. Like it's not something you're talking about in your video, but someone might notice that and they'll just kind of look in at that thing. It's like, oh, what is that? Can you, and they'll comment, what is that on your fridge? That thing that, blah, blah, blah. That's engagement, right? So anything interesting behind you, whether you think it's interesting or not, I think is a good thing. I think I'm going to make a video in my workshop, which is a disaster. There's stuff all over the place, but there's so many things going on in there. I just think it'll generate some curious questions like, why is your bike hanging from the ceiling, Rob? Like, what is that over there? That looks like it's rope. Is that part of a sailboat? Or like things like that. I think, so I would never blur out unless there are things that I wanted to remain private, like maybe my address or whatever, right? So anyway, just my thoughts. Where was that question? Let's see. The Ham Jazz, how you doing? Good day, Rob, from Victoria, BC. I have a second YouTube channel. Any suggestions on how similar or different it should be from the first channel that is almost at 100,000 subs. You're the best. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, that's really up to you. I guess maybe ask yourself, why are you starting a second channel? Usually people start a second channel because they have other content or other topics they want to address and make videos about, and those topics don't fit on their main channel. So they start a second channel. If you're going to be talking about the same thing as your main channel, I would just ask yourself this, why would your new videos not belong on your main channel? So I guess I'd get clear on that first. And then any suggestions on how similar or different it should be? Not really. I mean, it's totally up to you. I mean, you could create another channel that talks about the exact same things, but that might confuse your audience, and your audience might, if they don't subscribe to both, they might wonder, well, what's going on over there? How come that's not over here? And that might just kind of drag both channels down. So yeah, I guess I'm of the belief that, if your content is not going to fit on your main channel, then start a new channel and it can go over there. Like maybe you have a business channel and a hobby channel, right? So I don't know if that answers your question, but that's kind of the way I think about that. Okay, I answered that one. Question. I want a channel that is travel-based with no voice or face and limited subtitles. My problem is editing. Want to use DaVinci but need guidance. Have watched videos on it. Any help would be... yeah, I'm not sure I can help you with that. Without your face and without your voice, I guess my question is, what are you doing? What is going to be the content? You mentioned travel-based, so drone shots yeah, I guess what you have to figure out is how are you being helpful by making your videos? What problem are you addressing for other people? If you don't put your voice or face in it, then there's really nothing that says they are your videos, unless I'm missing something, and I probably am because I don't know exactly what you're doing. But suggestions: if your problem is editing, then I would start by making a small video, bring that into DaVinci if that's what you want to use, and just start at the beginning. And as soon as you get stuck, you ask, what are you stuck with? What do you want to do? Ask the question in YouTube and search for your answer. YouTube or ChatGPT or Claude, right? And that's the way I learned video editing, not with AI. It wasn't around then, but YouTube was my search engine. So if I needed to know how to do something, and I've used DaVinci Resolve before, it's a lot more complicated than Camtasia, what I use now. Yeah, I would just search for YouTube and start with a small video so you don't overwhelm yourself, and just play with it. That's how you get good at it, right? So that's my suggestion. I hope that helps. All right, let me see now. Let's see. We want to see Rob's man cave, Karen. Yeah, well, it's not terribly exciting, but yeah, it's an absolute disaster right now. But yeah, I'll make... And that's the thing, though. I think... And I wouldn't make a video out there. It's the room right there. It's right there. I share a wall with this bedroom / office. It's on the other side of that wall. And it's a mess. I wouldn't make a video basically touring and this is my workshop and this is, the workbench, and it wouldn't be a video like that. It would be a video about something related to YouTube growth. Almost doesn't matter what it would be. I would just make it in a new setting, which would be my workshop. I think doing things like that, changing things up so people don't always see the exact same thing from a creator, is good. I think that's a good thing. It will bring on some questions, especially from people who have watched my videos for a while. Perhaps you'll see something in there and it's like, what is that? And it might result in the comments section of that video being flooded with more comments than usual, and something like that might even boost that video and it might do better than normal. Especially if there's a lot of things going on. Especially if I'm not using a tripod and I'm holding my camera so that if I move around a little bit, You can see new things every few seconds. There's new, oh, what's that? And oh, that's something new too. And right, so things like that I think are good, good for retention, regardless of what you're talking about. So I love seeing people's workshops. I'm a tool hoe. A hoe is a tool, is it not? Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah. I have an apartment tour video which has over 500,000 views, and the biggest number of comments was about the 3 irons in the closet. Interesting. Yeah, and I bet you your video wasn't about the irons at all. Right, Russell? Yeah, it's cool. It's interesting what catches people's eyes and keeps people watching when you really think about it. Let's see what else we got here. Let's see. I still laugh about it, but at the end of the day, it created a lot of engagement. That's right. Question from Karen. Rob, what do you have paid subscriptions to help with YouTube? I just canceled vidIQ and Premiere Pro. Okay, yeah. I mean, there are so many, and yeah, you can drown in subscriptions these days. But okay, what do I have? So Camtasia is an annual subscription. That's the video editing platform I use. I do have vidIQ. I also have one of 10, one that I've been using more lately. They're actually a sponsor, and my next video is going to include some of that. It's like a competitor to vidIQ, but I think it's great. You got one of 10, vidIQ, and TubeBuddy are the 3 main ones that I know about. Yeah, so I do have vidIQ. I don't use it as much as I used to. What else do I have? Canva Pro, right? I have a subscription to that. ChatGPT Pro, I guess it's called. I subscribe to that. I pay for that because I ask it so many questions. I've been thinking about switching to Claude, though. A lot of people are telling me, hey, you really should be using Claude. It's better. So yeah, I'm going to explore moving over to that. What else do I pay for in subscriptions? Those are the main ones I use. Oh, Adobe Audition, right? One program I use from Adobe now, not Premiere Pro, but Audition, their audio program. I subscribe to that because I use that to enhance my voice a little bit. Oh, I've got something arriving today. I spent a bit of money and I bought the Rodecaster Duo, which I'm going to plug. It's going to be part of my new streaming setup. When I'm basically going to tear out this and reset it up, maybe get rid of some cat hair. But that's going to enhance my live streaming audio a little bit and also give me more flexibility on my stream and the show that I'm trying to self-produce as I live stream. So yes, Karen, Ecamm too. I subscribe to Ecamm. Thank you. That's what I use for these live streams. Yeah, see, I forget. I probably have to open up my Visa statement and go through it and see all the subscriptions. I've got some Apple subscriptions because of insurance for my iPhone and stuff like that. What else? Let me see. If I just take a quick look at my, so Epidemic Sound. I have a subscription to that. I was going to say, so I had a subscription to Epidemic Sound for a couple of years, and I still have it. It's just that I'm an affiliate of theirs now, and I earn more from the affiliate so I don't have to pay for the subscription anymore. So that's kind of part of that. But that was one that I had and would still have even if I wasn't subscribing to it. Kajabi, that's a big one that I forgot. That's my biggest one. That's like $250 a month for Kajabi. That hosts my website. It hosts my courses. It hosts my Creators Cove community. It is my emailing system, my CRM. I mentioned my website, all my landing pages. What else? Keeps track of the sales and whatnot of my courses, my coaching, the Creators Growth Project, Cloud classes that I run. So yeah, Kajabi is a big one. I mentioned Camtasia, vidIQ, Canva, and Ecamm. Yeah, so that's just going down the list of the software that I use that I have in my description. Zoom, yes, Scott, yes, I pay for Zoom as well. Wow, I don't want to add all these up because I'd probably get depressed. So yes, I pay for Zoom because I think the way it works is you can host 40 or 45 minutes. You can host a video or a meeting for free, but I do 50-minute long coaching calls, right? And I also do 2 to 3 hour long classes with my Creators Growth Project groups weekly, right? So I need to pay for Zoom for all that. Yeah, 40 minutes or so, right? Alexa Serenoya is on Kajabi too, I think. Is she? I know she wasn't at one point when she was into her school, but she may be now. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. A question. Good fibrations. Fibrations? I hope I'm saying that right. Sorry. Let me post this up on the screen. There we go. I accidentally filmed my first long form video in vertical on my phone. Is there a way to remedy this? Do I just crop it? Yeah, so that's a little annoying, isn't it? And it's something to get used to. I never really made shorts, TikToks, Instagram Reels, stuff like that. All videos where you would film vertically, right? I'm always telling people, like if I give my phone to my daughter and I want you to film me, I might use this in a video. I always have to say, please hold it horizontally, like hold it widescreen horizontally. Right? Because it is much easier to crop a widescreen, right? To crop that into a vertical than it is to go the other way. If you film vertical and you want to crop that into a horizontal, you got to come down and come up a long way. And especially if you filmed yourself, say vertically, especially if you fill up most of the vertical frame, if you then try to make that into a horizontal, you might end up, cut from here to here, and that's all that you've got left. So it's hard, right? Or, you're going to end up with the black bars on the sides to make it widescreen. And that doesn't look as professional. So, yeah, there's really no way to now, there may be an AI way to fix it, but what I would do, honestly, is I would refilm it. You probably hate to hear that, but, there's been many times that I've filmed myself and looked at it, and it's like, crap, I did something wrong. And I just filmed it again, and it was always better. An example of that would be I filmed myself one time horizontally, but I had accidentally had it zoomed in to the 5x lens on my iPhone because before I filmed myself, I was actually capturing something far away, like I think it was an ocean shot or something. And then when I turned it around to film myself, I forgot to set it back to the 1x main lens. And then I filmed myself talking for 35 minutes. And I was like, oh yeah, all happy that I'm done. It's great. I turned it around, stopped it, and I went to watch a little bit. And it was like this. This is all it got, like a little section here, and I was moving all over the place. It's like, oh my God, I can't use that, and I can't fit. So I had to do it again. But I'll tell you, I've never made that mistake again because of the pain I felt by having to redo it. Like you do really learn from mistakes. So, I was frustrated at the time, but looking back, that was a good lesson learned. So, so it wasn't wasted time. I learned a valuable lesson that day. It just, it cost me a little bit of time to learn that lesson, but that's okay. So anyway, sorry to be the bearer of bad news if you have to re-record that, and hopefully it wasn't too long. But I will say this also, if I've ever had to re-record something that I just recorded, I'm usually in a better place. Like the second version is almost always better than the first, right? Almost always. Once you get over the initial, oh crap, I thought that was good and now I got to do it again. I'm not going to remember everything. And once you get over that, it will likely be better than the first time. So anyways, I hope that helps. What is the best way to kick off a new YouTube channel? How much of a plan is needed, etc.? How much of a plan? I mean, the more planning you can put into it, the better. Give yourself a better shot at succeeding. And most of the planning, I would focus on what your content's going to be about. What is your niche? And who is your audience? Like, try to identify your ideal audience, your ideal viewer, right? Like, define them. Like, who are they? How old are they? Where do they live? What gender are they, if that matters? Right? What are their interests? Like, all these things. Like, define and understand who it is you're going to make videos for. And that way, just always remind yourself before you make a video, okay, yes, I'm making it for that person, right? Let's go. So I would put some planning into that. Define your niche, define your audience, and that's a great place to start. And then the obvious things, like maybe create a channel banner, create your avatar, write a little intro in the about section, right, of your channel, and then make your first video. Don't make a bunch of videos and upload a whole bunch at once. Like, just one at a time at your own pace. That's what I would recommend to start. So hopefully that helps. Let's see. Rob, who do we encourage people to like and subscribe to while watching videos? I wonder if they don't want to or forget to. Yeah. So I don't put a ton of thought into that. I just let it happen organically. I rarely ask people to subscribe to me in my videos. If I do, I kind of usually do it in jest, just kind of joking about it. Because the way I look at it, if people want to watch more of my stuff, they'll subscribe. They know to subscribe, right? Maybe not everybody, but 98% of the people on YouTube know that, oh wow, I really like that. I want to be notified when he comes up with his next video. Subscribe, right? Most people know. So you could remind them towards the end of your video. Don't say anything in the beginning. That's just, in fact, that irks a lot of people, right? If a video starts off by somebody saying, hello, my name is Rob. Don't forget to like and subscribe to me so you can get all of my... Okay, so that was a wasted 15 seconds, the first part of my video, right? Like, who's going to subscribe to somebody if that's the first time they've seen them and I haven't delivered any value yet and now I'm already asking for it? It's like asking to get paid before you do a job, right? It's just not, you can ask at the end, but more often than not, your employer's just going to pay you, right? They'll subscribe. So that's my attitude towards that. I wonder if they don't want to or forget to. Yeah, both could be, forgetting to, 100%, they could. And you wonder if they don't want to, 100%. Some people won't want to, and that's okay. You don't want people to subscribe to you unless they really want to, right? That's important. That's an important thing that a lot of people don't understand. Family members, for instance. It is not a good idea to tell all your family members to please subscribe to my channel. It'll help me out. It won't help you out. It won't help you out at all. In fact, like, if you think about what YouTube, we all love YouTube. I'm assuming you guys love YouTube if you're here. I love YouTube. I love making videos. I love everything about it. My friends in real life, they're not nearly as into YouTube as I am. In fact, some of them probably don't even know how it works. They don't even know what subscribe is or anything like that. What's a subscriber? Like my friends around here where I live, we just don't talk about it. So it'd be like if you had a friend who was really into model airplanes, right? And they build their model airplanes, they fly them, and right, if it would be like if they went to you and said, I just started a YouTube channel. No, YouTube, that's not what I just got into model airplanes. I think you should join our club because we get together every Sunday at this field and we fly our planes. I need you to join, right? Like, you're not going to, for the most part, not going to do that. My point is, that's their hobby. And just because it's your friend's hobby doesn't mean it has to be yours. You can still be friends. And so the same thing applies here. Just because I like YouTube doesn't mean my friends have to like YouTube or the content of my videos. Some of them may watch just to be curious and to see what I'm doing, what I'm up to, but I wouldn't expect them to subscribe. I wouldn't expect them to watch all of it. I wouldn't expect them to leave a comment or a like or any of that stuff. That's like asking people who aren't interested to, and I don't get offended either. Like it doesn't, like, I don't get offended. I only want people to subscribe and like and watch my videos who actually like my videos, because that is what would help my channel the most. And I'm here for them. I'm here for you if you're interested in the help I've got to give, right? So anyways, does that make sense? All right. Here we go. Home Gym Physique. What are your thoughts on the latest trend of people posting that their channel was demonetized for not being authentic enough, but with no clear reasons given by YouTube? So thought number one is, and I mentioned this a little bit earlier, that if you're seeing those types of videos and a lot of them, it's because you're watching some of them and YouTube is presenting you with more of them. Okay, so it may not be as big of a trend as you currently think it is. So just keep that in mind. But I have seen the same videos you're talking about, probably because I've watched a couple, right? And I think I've even made a video about this as well. Why are views down, for instance, and things like that. And people getting demonetized. Yes, it's happening. My thoughts are that it would appear that some people are getting caught in the crossfire, and some channels are getting demonetized that perhaps shouldn't be demonetized. But I feel like they're probably inadvertently sending red flags to YouTube in the way that they're conducting their channel. And so we got to think about YouTube for a second here. What is YouTube doing? They're trying to get rid of AI slop. Scratch that. They're trying to get rid of slop. Doesn't matter if it's made with AI or however it's made. Some people can make videos with templates, not even using AI, but a template has made it super fast for them to create multiple videos a day, and they're uploading them. So YouTube doesn't want that. YouTube does not want their platform flooded with low effort content that people can just whip out like it's a factory, right? They don't want that. Because that will saturate their platform with low effort stuff and probably repeatable stories, because a lot of people who make videos like that are getting a story from perhaps another YouTube video and just kind of retelling it in their own way with their own images, their own whatever. And YouTube doesn't want that. They want unique stuff, because the more unique, original, authentic content on their platform, the happier the viewers are going to be, and therefore the happier the advertisers are going to be, right? So that's where YouTube's coming from. Now, why are they doing anything? Well, they have to, because with AI now, it is making it super easy for people to make low effort, sloppy videos. And when I say sloppy videos, I'm not at all referring to the editing style or anything like that. If I was talking about that, my own videos are sloppy. I don't do much editing, right? It's just me talking. But that's super authentic. Okay, so that kind of stuff should be safe. What I'm talking about is stuff that is just kind of thrown together very quickly by somebody who is trying to build their channel as fast as possible, and they think the more content they put up on their channel, the better it is, even if it's not adding a whole lot of extra value. Okay, so YouTube needs to put a stop to this to keep their viewers and advertisers happy. How are they going to do that? Well, they obviously can't look at every video in isolation. There's what I say earlier, and it was a guess, but millions of new videos uploaded every day, right? They can't. They don't have the manpower, the people power, sorry, to manually check every video or even every channel. They just don't. They don't. So therefore, they have to come up with some algorithms that will automatically check for things that could potentially be slop to get rid of it and to demonetize channels or delete channels, right? So they come up with these algorithms, and they're not perfect, right? YouTube is having to do this fairly quickly because AI is growing at an increasingly fast rate. YouTube's got to try to stay on top of that so that their platform remains something that people want to watch. I think most of you would agree with me that you don't like watching AI slop type videos. So YouTube knows this. They're trying to do something about it. So they're creating these algorithms to go find it. So what are these red flags? If you upload 50 videos a day, red flag. I don't care if you've made them all yourself. So I think this has happened actually. I heard a story, I think it was a video I watched last week or the week before, where somebody's channel was deleted, hacked, or whatever. They lost their channel, but they still have 300 some videos. And they started uploading them like en masse, like a whole bunch at a time. And I believe that sent a red flag because I think they either got demonetized or the channel was deleted and the reasons they give are always super vague, and you were allowed to appeal, but they were so vague. It's like, what really was the problem? They don't really know. But I think that's a red flag. I don't know. I think that's a red flag if you upload multiple videos at a time. So for example, if I lost this channel and I had to start over, I have all my videos and my thumbnails, so I could, but I wouldn't upload them. I'd probably go maybe one a day or one every couple days until they were all uploaded. And yes, that would take a long time, but I wouldn't want to be looked at by their algorithms as, slop, like stuff, right? So I think that's a red flag, uploading too many at a time. Using AI to make your videos and all your videos are have the same look and feel with AI images and stuff, that would be a red flag. So, exactly how they're locating these, I don't know, but here's a question to ask yourself. And I think it was a video by Think Media. They put this out, and it was a really good video talking about this. If the videos you make could be uploaded to another channel that's not yours, like let's say I took one or you gave me one of your videos and I uploaded it to my channel, right? If I could upload one of your videos to my channel and nobody would know, hey, I thought that was Jack's video. What's it doing on your channel? If nobody knows that it was yours, like if it could be easily replicated, or yeah, if your video could be on somebody else's channel but nobody would know the difference, I think that is a red flag. Like, you need to put something into your videos that make them yours, uniquely yours. I think that's hard to do with AI because, anybody can use AI to generate images, videos, whatever, right? I think the best way to do it is to put yourself in your videos, right? And I've said that many times. Yourself, your voice. If you're a craft channel and you only show your hands, but it's your voice, you're talking, that's fine, right? There's something about that makes it yours, uniquely yours. But if it's a cartoon, I think there's been cartoon channels that have gotten flagged or demonetized, especially if they're uploading at a fast rate, right? And again, rightly or wrongly, I think a lot of channels that should not be demonetized are getting caught in the crosshairs because YouTube doesn't have a more efficient way to do it. So they're throwing out these blankets and they're catching a lot of bad channels, yeah, but also some good ones too. So anyway, long-winded answer, but I think that's what's going on myself. But also it could be because you watch a lot of these videos, so you're getting presented with more of them to watch. Is there a song? Is there some piano type music playing somewhere? Out in the other room there is, but I hope I don't have... So this has happened to me before where... No, I don't have anything open that would be playing anything. Yeah, I did a live stream one time and I had a tab open where I had some YouTube, it was a YouTube channel. I had a YouTube music channel playing in the background, which I sometimes do here in my office. And I had it, I couldn't hear it, it was so low. But when I was finished with the live stream, I got a copyright notice, right? So luckily, YouTube has tools that said, yeah, this is not your stuff. You can't monetize this. Do you want to just delete the audio there? Or or what? And it had an AI ability to remove the background music after the fact. So I was able to do that. It got corrected. All was good. So anyway, thank you for pointing out. But no, I don't have, and I have a hard time believing you can hear that piano music because I'm using a shotgun mic and no one's ever been able to hear it before. Alrighty. Mike says he doesn't hear music. Maybe it's just in your head. Let's see. How do you set up the right volume for videos? I waste a lot of time figuring it out. I use a USB condenser mic and phone and editing, and need to compromise playing guitar and talking at the same time. Yeah, so I'm not an audiophile. Like I don't know if my answer is going to be the proper answer, but I'll tell you what I do. I just make sure there's no clipping, meaning, so it's going to depend on the editing software you use. But so the way volume is weird. You've got 0, and then it goes down like -3 decibels, -6, and so on, and your volume lives down there. If it gets, so you want to turn your volume up so that it only ever really gets to -3 dB or so. If it ever gets up to 0, that's redlining. If it goes above that, that's clipping. And another word for clipping is distortion, right? You'll get a distortion sound, and there's no way to fix that. So you'd want it to be below 0. Never hit 0, right? And yeah, -3 to -6, somewhere in there is where you want the max to be. So when you mention did you say guitar? You said an instrument of some kind. Guitar, yeah. Yeah, so if you're singing and playing guitar, then it becomes a mixing issue, right? You're going to want to, it'd be nice if you could vary the volume of each individually, your guitar and your singing or your voice, have a mic on each so that you can adjust them individually. That's probably the pro way to do it. And then, yeah, if you find your guitar is too loud, then just turn it down. And you can do that in post-production, in editing. So I hope that helped. Let's see, what else we got here? Yeah, I got that. I've 2 Chantals. Oh, probably channels. One personal, one use for comments. I've had both for 12 years. Can I use one and change to make one of my channel in that channel I want? Yeah, I suppose you could. Yeah, I've never understood. I've noticed a lot of people do that. A lot of people, I get this a lot, and I don't understand why it is, but people will say in my comments, they'll leave a comment, nice comment, whatever, and then, oh, by the way, this is not my regular channel. I'm like, well, why not? But what I've learned is some people have they have like a channel they only use for commenting, and then another channel for their video uploading. And I don't quite understand what the benefit of that would be. I only have one. I upload my videos to this channel. I comment with this username, right? It's all in the same. So yeah, I don't really know why you would have 2, but you can always change. Yeah, sure. You can. You've had both for 12 years. Can I use one and change to make one of my channel? You can upload I don't know exactly what you're asking, but you can upload videos to either channel. Doesn't matter. It's up to you. You can decide which one you want to be the channel where you upload your videos. Let's see. Solo Retired Life. How you doing? Good to see you. I guess we are both going to learn something new this week. I must have missed something. Oh, I just looked up. I too have a GoPro bought years ago that use very little because I mostly record with my desk on Surface Pro camera. I need to go out and use it in nature. Yeah, you should give that a shot and see what it does. I don't hear extraneous audio. Dirt Princess. Good. I don't hear music. Okay, good. Yeah, I think that was just one person. Maybe they've got music in their other room. Okay, the other questions here. So the volume. Question, I plan on buying 2 of your Zoom calls. Awesome. Starting a YouTube channel, but we'll upload 25 videos and then use first Zoom call and then upload another 25 and then use second Zoom call. This is the best way to use the calls. It's totally up to you. So no to, so for those who are wondering, when he or she, BA Vids, I'm not sure. When you're mentioning Zoom calls, you're referring to my coaching, the coaching that I offer, and you have the ability to buy a coaching call from me, or I currently offer a special if you get 2. No 2 coaching calls are the same. Some people will have a coaching call with me and they just want to talk through ideas. They've got an idea for a channel, maybe even an idea for a business. They don't know, they just want to talk it through with me, right? Other people have specific questions. How do I make a thumbnail? I would like to, or other people might have, I can share my screen and kind of show what I do and whatnot in the call. Other people might have a whole list of questions and they just want their own private Q&A with me for 50 minutes, and we do that. So strategy is another reason to have a coaching call. So it all depends on what you know how to do yourself and how clear you are right now. If you have a clear starting point and you know what you want to do, you've got an idea for your first 25 videos, awesome, go for it, go do that. And if you want to then have a call at some point in the future and go over, how it's been going and where should you go from there, then absolutely you can book a call. And if you do want to book 2 calls, you only have to book your first one initially, right? The second one can be whenever. It could be a year from now if you want. It's whenever you feel like you have enough questions saved up that requires a call, right? So it's whatever you want to do. Do you know why I cannot see any of the comment in my videos in YouTube Studio? What could be the reason? I did not set up any limitations. Thanks. So what I'll tell you is, like, when I answer comments in YouTube Studio, let me just remind myself how I have that set up. So comments, there are several filters. Okay, currently I have no new comments. You can, moderation status, you can set it to only display published or held comments. Actually, I haven't looked at that in a while. Held. Okay, there's 2 in there. All right. So for whatever reason, so in this case it was blocked words, so they didn't get published right away. So you can look at that. You can look in the held moderation status. Maybe they're there. And then response status. I look at mine. So I only look at the ones that I have not responded to. So I have unresponded to checked, and that way, for me to go through my comments, I just, I will, if I answer a comment, I always give comments a heart. Okay, that's me saying I've read your comment. I might give it a like if I liked your comment as well. And I might respond or answer a question or comment back. Okay, but it's the act of clicking the heart that will make it disappear from the unresponded to list. Okay, that's why I always click that heart, so that I can just go ahead and have it sorted by response status being unresponded. That way, like right now, it shows nothing, right? Sorry, I'll share my screen so you can see what I see. So, right, so response status is unresponded, right? If I have responded checked, it'll show all the comments that I've responded to. But I'll just leave it to unresponded, apply. There's no current comments that I have not yet responded to. But again, I'll just click that heart and it would go away from here. So not sure if that answered your question as to why you don't see your comments, but some of those might be reasons you don't. So there is some level of moderation you can set up in your channel settings without actually putting in blocked words, right? So you might just want to check on that. Allie, how you doing? Good to see you. What is the story behind your name? I keep picturing you on a sailboat. Yeah, I keep picturing me on a sailboat too. I wish I was on a sailboat more. But I grew up sailing. So yeah, I love sailing, like water skiing, boating, all that stuff that was my childhood. I used to teach sailing kids how to sail. So my dad's got a sailboat. I'll go sailing with him. My neighbor has a sailboat. I don't. Someday I'd like to. I do have a small boat, like a dinghy. So that's part of my name story, Rob the Maritimer. The other part is I live in Nova Scotia, Canada. And Nova Scotia is one of 3 Canadian provinces that together are considered the maritime provinces of Canada. So Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, and Prince Edward Island are the 3 maritime provinces. So I'm a Maritimer because of where I live and because I like boating. So that's it. And why did I choose that for my name? Simply because I didn't know what my channel was going to be about when I started. It could have been about how to edit videos, how to grow a business on Fiverr. That's what I was doing at the time. Online business success. I had been working for myself essentially on the internet for 20 years. So I didn't know where my channel was going to go. So I didn't want to lock myself in by coming up with a name that only dealt with one of those things. So I just used my name, and I didn't want to use my first and last name. I just picked Rob the Maritimer. I thought it had a nice ring to it. Nobody had taken the handle yet. It wasn't a name anybody else had used, so I thought it was good. So that's the story. Morning glory. And we've got a super chat. Thank you so much. Walk Through Life. It sounds like the audio of that came through twice. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Please search my question. Thanks. Okay. Walk Through Life. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't always get them all. But, okay, here we go. I see it. I see a few. So let's go. Here we go. I'm starting my first and only channel with 3 to 6 months, faith-based, but I've got 1,000 ideas all of the time. How do I direct and use some of those ideas without creating chaos? How do you do that? That's an organizational thing. You can have multiple channels if you want, but it's awfully hard to grow multiple channels. It's hard enough growing one, let alone multiple. What I would do if I were you is I would brainstorm all of your ideas and settle on one. Like pick one. You can put all your ideas on the same channel if you want. It's just that channel's not going to grow, right? Because if you're too broad, if you try to reach everybody, you'll reach nobody. Okay? If you want to grow it, but maybe you don't want to grow a channel. And if that's the case, and you just want to do YouTube, a faith-based YouTube channel as a hobby, then do whatever you want. You can put all your ideas on your channel if you want. That's totally fine. But if you want to give yourself the best chance of growing your channel, that's when you have to niche down. You have to limit it to, the more limited you can get, the better in terms of growth. And where you draw that line is going to be totally up to you. One thing I like to say too, if people have multiple hobbies or interests, pick one to focus on, but you can have the other one kind of just in the background that you never really talk about, but people might ask questions about, right? You can kind of do that. Like, for example, if you want to make a channel about cottage life, living at the cottage, faith-based, sure, it could be that. And you just want to talk about, how to maintain a cottage off-grid or something. But meanwhile, maybe on the wall in the back, you've got some fish on the wall. Okay, maybe another one of your interests is fishing, but that's not really the core thing of your channel, which is fine. But just by having some fish in the background every once in a while, people may ask, what's with that fish on the wall? Do you fish? And then you can answer them in the comments. Yeah, I do. I fish all the time. I love it, in fact. Blah, blah, blah. You may get more people saying, hey, I want to see you fish. right? And you never know where it could go. If you listen to your audience and take cues from them, your channel could go in a direction that you never planned on, if you want, if you allow it, right? So totally up to you. Here's another question. I'm searching on your username right now. Do you use Canva to keep track of your brand, colors, fonts, etc., or maybe you use other software? I'm curious since I started using Canva, but my color blindness makes it difficult in Canva. When I first started using Canva, I tried that. Like, you can set up a brand kit and all that, but my colors have changed since then, so I don't, even though it's kind of still set up, I don't use it. The way I use Canva to manage my brand is the fact that I use Canva to make my thumbnails, but I put all my thumbnails in the same project. So then when I want to make a new thumbnail, I'll just duplicate the last one, and then I've got a new template to start with, and I just delete the old background image, but I'll leave at least one of the text blocks because, the last time I used it, the font was already set up in the font I like to use all the time. The amount of drop shadow and whatever other effects I have on my text is still applied, and I just have to change the text, and I don't have to recreate everything from scratch every time. So that is a way that I kind of keep the brand in check, I guess. So yeah, that's really all I do. But mine's easy. I typically just go with white for my text. I've been using a little more red lately, but anyways, hope you found that helpful. And thanks again for the super chat. How are we doing for time? 3:34. We still got time. Another 25 minutes or so. I'm aware that YouTube Studio tracks and will display quite a bit of information. Do you collect, for your own use, more information, or are there tools you use for collecting data beyond Studio? So I've created, I use a spreadsheet. I use it in Google Sheets. In fact, I've made it available to anybody who wants to download it. But I use it to track my monthly views, subscribers, watch hours, all that stuff. I don't know why I do it anymore. I probably don't have to. It's just a habit now at this point. I started doing that before I was monetized, like 2 years ago. I was trying to get a sense of when am I going to get monetized? Like it was something I really wanted at the time, right? When am I going to get my 4,000 watch hours? So I created the YouTube stats tracker to do that. So let's see if I can share it with you and then share where you can get it. So this is it. This is my stats tracker. I don't know if you can read all that. It's kind of small, but I tracked how many videos I make per month, how many views I got in that month. So I started my channel January 2021. The view total, watch time, so on, new subscribers, total subscribers, okay? And my best video that month, and I even tracked that, how many views it got, watch time. And then when I started doing live streams, same thing, viewers, watch time, new subs. So I track all of that, and I still do to this day, right? All the way down. And I just found it really helpful. You can see where I took breaks. Like I made 9 videos in my first month, and then there was like 8 months I never made a video. And then I made 1, but the subscribers were still growing at the time. Started making videos again here in 2022, then took a whole bunch more time off, and so on, right? So anyways, this is what I use to track that. If you want a copy of this, there should be a link in my video description below, but if you don't see it there, just go to robthemaritimer.com, click the Start Here button, scroll down a little bit, and it's right here, YouTube Stats Tracker. You can click that. It'll take you to a landing page, give me your name and email in exchange for the Stats Tracker, and you'll be able to download that, all right? This is also where you can join Creators Cove, a community of beginner creators. We chat back and forth, help each other out. That's free. And I've also got a YouTube Kickstart kit you can download for free as well. So if you're interested, again, just go to robthemaritimer.com. From the homepage, click Start Here or Start Your Journey, right? That they both take you to the same place, and it's right there. and you can learn more about coaching there as well. And I sell courses too. So enough of that. Oh, where am I going? Oh, this right here. Forgot where I was at. So I hope you have found that helpful. Let's see. Scott has a question. Have you noticed an uptick in your CTR since you started putting some red in your thumbnails? I noticed the change for sure. I haven't looked. I had one of those videos did exceptionally well, and so I did add it. My latest one didn't do as well, so I'm thinking my next video I won't have red in it. All depends on what the title's going to be. Yeah, no, I never really looked at that. In fact, I will say the video that I had that was doing extremely well with the red in the title, that CTR was actually lower than normal, but I think for a different reason. Is because most of the viewers were watching that one from a TV, right? So, yeah, no, I haven't necessarily noticed a difference. If I go to content, and if I just look at this one, so this is my latest video. I thought I clicked on it. Look at analytics. Why is that not? Analytics, there we go. So my latest video, looks like it started off pretty good, but then it's a little bit below average, or pretty much average, okay? If I look at the reach, CTR 5.7, so day one it was 6.5, and then down to 4. So yeah, I'd say that's even a little bit below average for me. So not in that case. This one did not have any red in it. What did that CTR? So then that was a much better video. Reach, impressions, 7.2, still down in the 4s. Geez, 2.9, that wasn't good. So it fluctuates over time, right? The CTR. Then if I go back to, this is the one that did exceptionally well. This one here, 480,000 views now. It's crazy. But all TV viewers. If I go to reach, the CTR is 4. It got up to 5.7 in the beginning, and then not so good. And in fact, it got even worse down here lately, and it's not pulling in the same views it did at all. But if you look at audience, new viewers, 91%. But look at this here, TV, 82% were watching on a TV. So this video got pushed out hard to TV viewers for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why, but I made a video where I talked about that. So no, Scott, I haven't really noticed a huge difference. You say it's eye-catching for sure, but I assume it's not a deal breaker or required if you have a good topic. Yeah, no, I just honestly, like if I look at my, let me just go to my channel. So show you what I'm talking about here. So this is my channel, and you can see it was, I guess here was the first time I did it. You're fired. Most of them did not have red in it before then, but then I did that one, 5.3K views, not bad. This one, a little bit more going on the thumbnail, and then yeah, no, this one was a kind of a scroll stopper, the big stop word, and it did well. This one just went off the charts, did well, very well. And then back down to normal, 6,900 this one, 10,000 with this one, no red. So no, I would say it doesn't look like there's any correlation there. I just feel like if you put something red like that, it'll grab people's attention in the, when they're scrolling through. But I think my next video is not going to have any red behind it. It's going to be a regular one like this probably, or this. So I look at my channel. I look at my channel when I'm creating my thumbnail. I want it to look a little different than my previous ones, because I don't want people to look at my thumbnail and think, oh, I've already seen that. I don't want that to ever enter. So, sometime from one thumbnail to the next, I will put myself on the left instead of the right, and then move the text from the right to the left, right? Just something subtle like that. Or instead of making the video on that hill, I might make it on the wharf, or at a beach, or here in my office. Like, I try to vary things so people will never think that, oh, I've already seen that when I come out with another video. So there you go, a little bit of insight into my thought process. Alrighty. At some point, red will dominate. Then to stand out, you don't use red. Exactly. Mitch in his van. That's exactly right. If you're always using red, make one that's not, and then it'll stand out. People will that's right. Exactly. Because of your lives, I've met many excellent folks and also learned from their videos that pertain to my new niche, starting over after 70, core topic. Awesome. Love to hear that. Love to hear that. Fishing with Allie. This was fun. Thanks for making a positive impact, Rob. Got to go. Bye, everyone. See you, Allie. Thanks for stopping in. And I'm glad I'm glad you're getting some good stuff out of these. I enjoy these. I enjoy these live streams. And if any of you out there who are already creating and wondering what your next video should be about, consider doing live streams. Like seriously consider that, because they're fun. They're scary. It was pretty scary the first time I ever did this, but I'm really glad I did. And it's a fantastic way to start building your community. Instead of just building your community in your comments section, you can bring it to the live streams, and it ties everything together. And it's just another way you can tell people about what it is you offer, what you do, what your videos are about, what you're working on, things like that, right? I just, a few minutes ago, I went through the freebies you can download, right? I mentioned the courses that I sell, the coaching that I offer, right? This was an opportunity for me to let people know about that. And not just here in the lives. Lots of people watch my lives after the fact. If they can't tune in here, they may watch on the replay, right? So I usually get more than half of my views on the replay. Like, probably more people watch these on the replay than watch it live. So, in case you were wondering. Strange, I cannot find YouTube Studio on my Mac. I'm using a Mac. YouTube Studio, you just have to go to studio.youtube.com. That's how you get to YouTube Studio. Or from your YouTube, right? Just come up here, click that, and go YouTube Studio here. Click there, and that'll open it up. So that you can do it that way, or just type in studio.youtube.com into your browser. That'll get you there. I ran across your channel on your big push with your big video at 400K, watching TV at home. Awesome, cool. Road Call Mike, welcome to the channel. I'm glad you found us. You're home. I followed your teachings about thumbnails and everything became really easy. Thank you, Uncle. Uncle, you're welcome. I'm glad you found that easy. If you're not live streaming, you're missing out on half of the good impact you can be making on YouTube. 100%. And Scott, you should know. Scott's got an awesome live stream as well. Where I think it's Wednesday nights, Scott, I believe, that you go live every Wednesday night. So tomorrow night. And when I say night, I mean Eastern time zone, Eastern US. So, yeah, great channel. Hans Renzel, hi, I have started uploading videos before, and I'm considering to go back on uploading videos. I haven't had much of viewers before. Should I keep my current account or start a new one? It all depends on your audience, right? If the new content you're going to start making is going to be for the same audience as your old content, then you can do it on the same channel. If it's going to be completely new content, I might start a new channel and start fresh. Karen says, how often is everybody going live? Great question. I go live once a week. Maybe every couple of months I'll throw an extra one in there. I haven't done that in a while. Maybe I should do that soon. And I may just go live some evening, like at a time that I don't normally go live and a day I don't normally go live, just to maybe try to reach out to people who can't make it to this one, right? That's not necessarily a bad thing to do. Scott goes once a week. Yeah. Solo retired life. I'd like to go live, but presently too nervous. You absolutely can. And yeah, no, your channel recently blew up, I believe. Did really, really well. If you are who I think you are. Yes, Leanne. Yes. Absolutely, Leanne. You should go live. You definitely should go live. You'll be glad you did when you did, or when you finally do. Okay, I answered that one. Lucia, Joanna, Papa. Sorry, Rob, I was answering one of your followers regarding answering my comments from YouTube Studio. Yeah, sometimes I get confused. That's what happens when I try to jump in on a conversation that I wasn't involved in from the beginning. Hi, YouTube fam, late showing up today. Hey, Heidi, how you doing? Heidi's another one who does live streams. She goes live once a week, I believe. So yeah, Heidi probably has some good things to say about that. Let's see. We go live occasionally, but we are thinking about starting a podcast style live. That's a good idea. Absolutely. So what do you guys think about my idea of changing up these lives? So lately they've just been Q&A, but I'd like to start bringing people onto these lives to share their stories, to try to help you, help those of you who want to get into this but would like maybe to hear some other stories of how others got into it. So I'd like to bring some people on to do that, maybe do some, and I liked the term, and I forget who coined it, but said rapid fire channel reviews. I may do some of those. Of course, Q&A will be prominent. This isn't going to go away. And a part of it, maybe a demonstration part of it, like a little 15-minute demonstration, how to do something, whether it be in YouTube Studio or editing or setting up a live stream or whatever it is. I might, so a little education corner, a little channel review corner, a little special guest part of it, and then the rest of it would be Q&A. What do you think? What do you think? Yes, Heidi, Leanne, you seem to be relaxed on camera, would be great at lives. I agree. Bill does this. I've done weekly lives for over a month now. At some point, I may have others join me. Yes, absolutely, you should. That'll be fun. I was a couple years before I brought anybody onto mine. Because that's a whole, like, not only are you the producer and having to switch scenes and stuff, but you're also the host, right? So there's a lot of stuff going on. I would certainly suggest going live by yourself first before bringing others on. Although some software makes it easy. I know Karen, she uses, I believe it's StreamYard, and that makes it pretty easy to bring others in to your live stream as well. Let's see. Skylight in time. Yes, love to see these changes. It'll be fun. Awesome. Thanks for the vote of confidence. We love to hear others' experiences on YouTube journey. Yep, sounds cool, Rob. Going live. Heidi is always kind. Yeah. Yes, she is. I like those ideas, Rob. Thank you. Greetings from Flagstaff, Arizona. 75 years old and set up and getting biblical content ready to begin uploads. Thanks for your channel. Dialogue Media Podcast. Good luck with your channel. Flagstaff. Awesome. I vote for 30-minute interview to get a little more in-depth, then some time to ask questions, then your Q&A. Sounds good. I was thinking 30 minutes. 30 minutes max. Because my lives are going to be 2 hours. Probably 2 hours, but maybe a little bit longer, but at least 2 hours. And I was thinking like the second half hour of doing, having somebody on and having a chat with them. And of that half an hour, maybe 20 minutes of it is chatting back and forth and the person sharing their story, and then 10 minutes of Q&A with the person still there. And then they sign off, and then we start the second hour with another Q&A, just me, right? And things like that. So there we go. Heidi says, Leanne, Rob has a live stream course. Is this still available for purchase? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. If anybody is interested, you're giving me the opportunity, Heidi, so I'm going to take it. Again, you go to my website, click Start Here, brings you to this page. There's the freebies that you can download. There's the coaching that I offer if you're interested. And here's the courses. So here's a live streaming course. It's $197, or you can buy the whole bundle and get them all. Live streaming course, over 40 starter course, and a camera confidence course. So there you go. Thank you for the segue, Heidi. Oh, and I should also mention that live streaming course that I offer. It comes with monthly check-in calls, but the number of calls is diminishing, right? That's why it's actually on for less than it was. So until August, we get together monthly. Anybody who's bought that course or anybody who's in one of my Creators Growth Project classes, you can join in on a call. It's Thursdays, and I think it's the third or the last Thursday of each month. The last Thursday of each month. So the next one is Thursday the 28th, where it's a Zoom call, and anybody can join. Anybody who has that course can join, ask me questions, share your wins. Right, Heidi, you're usually there, yeah, we just I try to be as helpful as I can in how you're doing, how you're making out with it, but also with part of that course, there's a whole bunch of videos, and I want to say there's 12 or 13 videos in the course that'll walk you through how to do it. So there you go. If anybody is interested, let's see what else we got. I'm down the hill in Phoenix, down the hill from Flagstaff. Let's see now. Rob, you can pay me later. Absolutely, Heidi, I will. Hi, Rob, just starting my first channel. Have been watching a bunch of your content for tips and tricks. Very helpful. Thanks from a fellow 50-plus NS boy. Awesome, another Nova Scotian. Awesome, another blue noser. We're called blue nosers because the Blue Nose, the sailboat, is on, that's our national boat. It was built here in Lunenburg. Scott. How do I put that on there? There we go. Scott is offering 50% of his moderator pay for the week. Wow, Scott, that is super generous. Super generous. For those wondering, I pay in smiles, right? The more moderating you do, the more smiles you get from me. I think that's worth it. Peanut. I agree with a 30-minute interview. You're great at testing things to see what works. Yeah, I do like testing things. I try to tell people that's how you grow a channel. Just keep testing to see what works. Who knows? My live streams might take a dive, and I might not have as many people watching them. And you know what? If it's bringing value, though, I think it's probably okay. Hey from Florida. Hey, Renegade's Garage. How you doing? Good to see you. Better late than never. I'm still here. Another 5 or 10 minutes or so. I usually forward 100% of my moderator pay straight to Lori. She's my moderator. Wow, lucky Lori. How do you show the question on the screen? So I'm using Ecamm to stream this. I'm not just streaming through YouTube Studio. I'm using extra software called Ecamm, and it runs on a Mac. And what Ecamm does is it pulls in the chat from YouTube, from my live stream chat. It pulls it into Ecamm, and then I can just click on any comment I want, like this. I can click on it, click again to make it disappear. I've currently got it set up to automatically go away after, I don't know what it is, 10 or 15 or 20 seconds. But yeah, no, and you can set up the way it looks. I've got a little transparency going on here. I used to have it all white, and I recently changed it. So there you go. There you go. Oh, it looks like we're going to get Solo Retired Life in Karen's next live stream. There you go. Awesome. Karen's got a good live stream too. Is it weekly or every second week, Karen? I haven't dropped in on yours in a little while. Maybe I should drop in on your next one. I noticed that somebody said they'd be starting a YouTube channel in 2 to 3 months. How much time do you advise taking to plan starting a channel opening? That's a hard question to answer. I mean, it depends on how much knowledge you have starting and what your skill level is, how well defined you have your niche and your audience, right? If it's something you've been thinking about for a while, maybe you're ready to go right now. But if you want a few months to really dial in what it is, what your plan is, what your strategy is, maybe you have some video editing skills to learn. Maybe you need more practice talking to the camera before you actually start making videos doing that. It's going to be different for everybody. You know, at this point, I could decide to start a new channel tonight and have my first video up tonight if I wanted to. Right? Other people might need us, but for me, it took me. I think I officially created this channel in April of 2020, just as COVID was starting to go crazy. And it was January 1st, I think, of 2021. So what's that, 8-9 months later that I posted my first video. So for me, it was 8 or 9 months, and I spent a lot of that time watching YouTube videos, watching way more than I had to, but trying to figure out how to do this. I ordered some equipment, some lights, camera, lens, and all that stuff. So, yeah, different for everybody. Let's see. Is there a way to post the comments without Ecamm? It's all new to me. Yes, you do need some software. And actually, if you do go on Karen's live streams or go to Karen's channel and look at one of her past live streams, she puts comments on hers, and she uses, correct me if I'm wrong, Karen, but I believe it's StreamYard. Uses StreamYard. So StreamYard is software that allows you to do that too. Sorry, it's more like an app, I guess. Well, same thing. Ecamm that I use only works on a Mac, and it's software I have to download, and it runs on my Mac. StreamYard, which Karen uses, that is a browser-based service that you would join and pay a monthly fee to. I think they might have a free plan with a watermark, maybe. I don't remember. But yeah, with StreamYard, you can do the same thing. It also pulls in the chat, and you can display them on screen. So have a look at Karen's, see if you like that look as well. But those are the two that I know of that allow you to do that. Some people use OBS to go live. That's free software. A little more complicated because you got to set it up and whatnot. And I think there is a third-party plugin that allows you to display comments, but I had troubles when I tried to use that. Didn't always work. Which channel is Karen's? I'm sorry. YouTube over 40. Karen, there in the chat. YouTube over 40. Yeah. There you go. StreamYard gives you 2 hours a month for free. Oh, okay. Very good. I didn't know that. The first time I went live, I used StreamYard. So that's, what, 3 years ago? 3 years ago, I think. I used StreamYard. Now, at the time, their bit rate, I'm sorry, this gets a bit technical, but the quality of the stream wasn't as good as what you could get through Ecamm, so I switched. I believe StreamYard has enhanced theirs, so it's better now. So, but I switched. So, I really like Ecamm, so that's why I use Ecamm. But I think StreamYard's very popular too. So yeah, and again, it's browser based. It does not require you to install anything on your computer. Scott says, I started out with OBS, very steep learning curve, and yes, there are plugins that do it, but man, it's a lot to learn. Ecamm is trivially simple. Yeah. Yeah, I love Ecamm. I mean, if any of you are Mac fans, iPhone, Mac, iPad, right? Ecamm just kind of fits right in. It's not made by Apple, but it's made for Macs. Yeah, was it 3+ years ago when I switched from PC to Mac is the best decision I ever made for me. I was always PC, but I love my Mac now. StreamYard is only 720 unless you have the paid version. Okay, very good. Yeah, and there's a big difference between 720 and 1080, 1080p for you know the your size dimensions. This stream here is 1080p for those who are curious. Ecamm will allow me to stream in 4K. It's just that my internet connection isn't good enough for that. I can barely stream in 1080p. I can stream twice at 1080. But yeah, you got to look at your upload connection speed for your internet to make sure you can live stream. As long as you're, I'm going to say, over 6.5 megabits per second upload speed, you can stream at 1080p, high def. But you would need 4 times that for streaming at 4K. And I don't know that anybody streams at 4K anyway. Let's see. Which software allows a split screen with 3-second delay on 1/2 of the screen or slow motion replays? I want to live stream pool matches. 3-second delay on one, I don't know. Well, there is a delay in YouTube, and you can set what the delay is, but that's for everything that you're streaming, not just, so I don't know how you would do that. How do you check upload speed? Go to speedtest.net. That's the one I use. There's probably several, but that's the one I use. Just, oh, did I not press that? So speedtest.net in a browser and click go, right? You do that and it will give you, there you go, there's my upload speed. Sorry, download speed. It measures download first. And then it'll give you upload after that. Just wait for that to finish out. Probably should hide my IP number. And there's the upload. Okay, there's my upload speed, 14 megabits per second. So again, I need 6.5 to do this, and I'm getting 15. I think my internet connection caps it at 15, actually. And because it's cable internet is what I have, that's all I can get. If I had fiber, it could be 800 into the house and out of the house, right? Download and upload. Most people, when they're getting internet and they ask, how fast is it? Oh, it's 900 megabits per second or 900. Most people only care about the download speed, because if you're watching Netflix or surfing the internet, all that is download. You're downloading movies to watch. You're downloading TV shows to watch. Oh, I just got a error message. YouTube is not receiving enough. Yeah, basically a bandwidth issue, probably because I was running that speed test. So that'll probably go away. Hopefully I'm not buffering too bad for you guys. Yeah, most people only care about download because that's what allows them to watch a video. You can see a video loading as you're watching it. That's all download. The only time you care about upload is if you want to send a file to somebody, like if you're sending an email with a large attachment, or if you're uploading a file to Google Drive or Dropbox, or if you're live streaming. That's sending what's on your computer up to the internet. Upload, right? Whereas everything else is download, pulling from the internet. That's what most people care about. I'm not buffering there. Good. Good. All right. Rob, did you switch back to the physical Stream Deck, or are you still using the iPad one? I'm still using my iPad one, and I still have icons on it from the Christmas special that I did. I haven't had the time to put into my setup, but there's a lot going on up in my head now about this new show I want to create. I want to create little stinger video transitions and stuff for each segment, and countdown timer on the side, and have buttons for everything, right? So there's going to be a lot going into that. Hola, Senor Ty Myers. How you doing? Good to see you here. All good now. It lagged during the test, but came back to normal. Okay, yeah, so yeah, I probably did that by running that upload test. Ship to Shore Cruise News. Hi, all. Hello, Ship to Shore. How you doing? Good to see you. All right, well, you know what, guys? I think I'm going to have to go. That's just over 2 hours, so we're good. Going to work on a video tonight, tomorrow. Hope to get it out probably Thursday. So stay tuned for that. What else is going on? Not too much. I'll be live. I'll be back here again next Tuesday, same time. As I get closer to the new design of the new show, when it's ready, I'll fill you in on that. In the meantime, if you have any suggestions, what you'd like to see more of in these live streams, I'm always open to suggestions. You can let me know in the chat here. But once I've ended this live stream, you can let me know in the comments below. The chat will disappear. Not disappear. You'll stop being able to chat. I'll see it all. But yeah, that's it. Oh yeah, I'll mention one last thing because I just saw Karen said hi to Ty. Again, if anybody's interested in going to Vid Summit, I plan on being there in September, and it'd be cool to meet up with a bunch of you. Whoever wants to will probably set something up in these live streams. Probably pick a lobby or an area where if you want to come hang out and maybe make a live video or a video or something down there, that might be cool. Yeah, should be a good time. If anybody is interested in that, keep that in mind. I think that's all I got to say. Thanks for stopping in today. Thanks for joining. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. And I'll see you next Tuesday. All right, guys. Take care.